Good Sunday evening, everybody. I'm your host, Marlon Corners, and welcome to the Morning Train Corner. How's everybody doing this Sunday evening? I'm certainly doing well. Had a great day today. Been enjoying this wonderful weather that we've been having. And just want to talk to you for just a few minutes. And I have a question for you on tonight. And that question is, do you, my friends, recognize the potential or the greatness that is within you? Do you recognize it? A meteorologist, these are the weather people that we often turn on our TV sets and look at our smartphones to get updates on upcoming weather, and we look for predictions from these guys and gals dealing with the weather. And so a meteorologist pays particular attention to what they call a tropical depression that happens over the waters out to sea because they recognize the potential of a tropical depression forming into a tropical storm. And of course, that tropical storm has the potential to turn into a category 1 hurricane, category 2 hurricane, and so forth. And so the reason why they pay attention and they recognize the potential of these storms is because of the great danger that these storms pose to the public or mankind. And so they began to make predictions and they began to track these storms in the directions that they're going so that they can warn certain areas of the storms coming so people can prepare to leave their areas and clear the way for this storm to come through so lives is not lost but rather saved. And so I said that to say this. When you recognize your potential to become great, your fears and people and obstacles in your life began to recognize that same thing within you. And the greater your potential gets, and the more that you push and you believe in yourself and you began to become that potential that you see in yourself, people, just like the hurricanes, they will begin to move out of your way. Obstacles will begin to move out of your way. Doors that was closed, doors and barriers that you could not take down or knock down or push out your way will begin to get out of the way because of the greatness of your potential coming forth in your life. But in order for us to get to that place in our lives, we first must recognize that seed within ourselves and begin to water that seed, baby that seed, and push and practice things in our lives that will bring that seed forth, greatness within us. And you can take this analogy and you can apply this to many areas in your life. You can take this analogy and apply it to your spiritual life. Because just like God's people, the enemy recognizes the potential in God's people and in Christians. And so the enemy desires to sift us as wheat early before we meet that greatness, that potential, the max in that potential, because the enemy recognizes that threat and the danger that it poses. And so that's my question for you on tonight that I would like for you to ponder on and think about. And come up with ways that you can push your own potential to greatness, whatever that potential is. It could be your talent in singing, your musical ability. It could be your ability in your being an artist, in anything in your life. You can apply it to wherever you will. But recognize the potential in yourself. You must do that first and then begin to push towards that goal. And just like when a hurricane comes ashore and they begin to evacuate and move out of the areas and they go to safety, that can be the same reaction you can have in your own life with barriers that have been blocking you and holding you back and keeping you down from becoming. When you recognize your potential and you go from a tropical depression to a tropical storm, to a category 1 hurricane, to a category 2, to a category 3, you can even become the greatest storm out there. You know, they give those storms names from time to time. You can become so great where you can push all the negativity and all the barriers that have been in your life and have held you back, and you can push yourself to greatness. But you first must recognize your potential. I'm Marlon Corners. Thank you for these few minutes that you've given me.
This morning train ain't take